CBS Face the Nation host Bob Schieffer was as happy as a schoolgirl over First Lady Michelle Obama's historic frolicking at the White House.
At a White House event for kids, Michelle Obama took it to another level as she set records as the First Lady to run barefoot across the White House lawn. She also became the first to jump rope there, sort of. But whatever her skills at jumping rope, she performed a mean hula hoop. And the kids loved it, and it was just a reminder to all us grown-ups that whatever our jobs, it never hurts every once in a while to kick off your shoes and just have a little fun.
Well, that Bob Schieffer, he certainly has a nose for news.
Bob was also impressed by Michelle Obama's ability to spin out her big wheels bike.
Sometimes when you hear these media people talk about Michelle Obama, it's like they're talking about their own kids. Oh, look, she ran across the lawn.
There's no doubt this is truly historic. 1,000 years from now, when our civilization has collapsed into dust, people will still be talking about the day Michelle Obama jumped a rope.
CNN decided to finally find a cure for the mental disorder known as conservatism.
10 of the top 11 radio talk shows are conservative. The king? Rush Limbaugh. Psychiatrist Gail Salt says Limbaugh's style appeals to those who feel they have no voice.
He's essentially kind of operating like the bully. And if you're on the playground, do you want to be the bully's, under the bully's wing and go along with him and get, therefore, some power by proxy too? Or do you want to be left out alone on the playground where, who knows who's going to take you out?
Well, that's the reason I listen to Rush every day. I'm worried one day he's going to pop up, show up, steal my lunch money, and give me a noogie.
MSNBC host Contessa Brewer had some difficulty remembering which left-wing activist she was talking to.
Joining me now to talk about this and the nation's real problem of joblessness, the Reverend Al Sharpton. What's your reaction to hearing someone say, when it comes to income inequality, all's well. The rising tide floats all boats.
I'm Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Right. I'm so sorry. The script in front of me said Reverend Al Sharpton. I'm looking at your face. I know who you are, Reverend Jackson. We all do. I'm sorry.
To be fair to Contessa, I mix up my race-baiting blowhards all the time, too.
Well, Contessa shouldn't feel too bad. I understand that Jesse Jackson can't tell the difference between Ted Koppel and Carrot Top.
After watching a James Bond movie marathon the night before, the line between fiction and reality began to blur for MSNBC's Chris Matthews.
You guys see Live and Let Die, the great Bond film with Yaphet Kotto as the bad guy, Mr. Big. In the end, they jammed a big CO2 pellet in his face, and he blew up. I have to tell you, Rush Limbaugh is beginning to look more and more like Mr. Big. And at some point, somebody's going to jam a CO2 pellet into his head, and he's going to explode like a giant blimp. That day may come. Not yet. We'll all be there to watch. I think he's Mr. Big. I think Yaphet Kotto. Are you watching, Rush?
We finally found someone who makes Andy Rooney look sane.
We should point out that Chris Matthews later said that he really didn't want him dead, maybe just overly carbonated.
So for following the James Bond analogy, I guess that makes Barack Obama 007 and Chris Matthews tingles galore.
Wow, a movie metaphor from Chris Matthews. He would have referenced a book, but the novelization of Hannah Montana doesn't count.
While not a medical professional, MSNBC host David Schuster played one on TV.
And that's what she said.
In other news, the White House announced its plans for Michelle Obama's next triumphal entry. They're going to have...
What?
Michelle Obama will be engaging in hopscotch.
It's fine. Do you mind if I get personal with you?
That's why you come unprepared.
Ugh. In other news, the White House...
Which way you want me to look? I swing both ways.